Hello everyone and welcome to another casual team gaming Shoutcast. Today we'll be doing about I don't know, I think I said this was a Division 2 Diamond League, I want to say, Division 2 Diamond League match. So we're going to get right into this one at about the 6-minute mark, not too shabby. Trying to find a lot of earlier games, but it's just really not happening for me this week. I had a lot of troubles with the tournaments coming up. I've been watching those and taking my notes. And it's been really hindering my ability to shoutcast for you guys. Well, really good dodge in the queue right there. But it's been really hindering my ability to shoutcast for you guys. Mortar has not been available. He has a lot of college level stuff he has to do right now, and that's really giving him a hard time. Wow, barely missing the range in that hook right there. Ezreal is going to be poking people down, and we're going to keep the pressure going, I think, in the bot lane. That's definitely something you want to do with the Thresh and a Ezreal. It's a really, really high damage lane. Now, they're going to have a really, really hard time taking down this Garen. Darius is not level 6. There he goes. He's going to go down right there anyway. W coming out from the Jace, giving him max attack speed for 4 attacks, and that's going to be a pretty big deal for the kill on that Garen. Darius doing a lot of damage himself. Xin Zhao's coming around from the back of the tower. Going to be able to do a lot of damage. Xin Zhao's probably going to go down to the tower and to the Varus E. Going to have a really hard time getting away from this. Going to have to flash the Q, and the Ezreal Q does miss the first time, but the Varus might still not get away if he isn't careful. They'll be able to poke him back down, and the Q on the Thresh will be coming up very shortly. Now Darius is looking to shove down the top lane, which is going to be a really big deal for his top laner, who is doing decently well against this Garen. Garen, a very strong top lane right now. Varus going down to the Ezreal Thresh combo. Jace is actually in the bottom lane right now, and here we got a little action in the top lane with the Garen chasing out the Darius, trying to keep him away. Jace is going to be down here to do a little bit of protection on the tower. Diana doing a lot of damage to the mid lane. Diana being a very strong character right now. Ahri also being very strong. The Jace is coming out. He's really poking down these guys. Thresh getting right in there like he should be. Gonna throw down the Q. Gonna throw down... oh, there goes the ulti. Ezreal's gonna try to get away. Doesn't have any mana. He's gonna be able to take down the Thresh. The Thresh is going to be able to take down the Jace. Thresh might be able to protect his Ezreal just a little longer. The shutdown go going to the Blitzcrank. Diana is here. She's going to ulti into this. Double kill coming out from the Thresh. Really big plays coming out from this team right now. That's something we don't see too often anymore in our games. A lot of really action-packed stuff happening. It's been a really, really bad set of games I've had lately. Not allowing me to get a lot of content out for you guys. So that's a really big deal for me. Right now, this is probably the best match I've seen, I want to say, in about a week, almost. And so far, it's only 9 minutes in, so this can only get better from here. Darius does have level 6. It's not going to be enough. I could have told you that from the get-go. He's going to waste it, but he does have that movement speed bonus from the passive of his. He's going to be able to pick this kill off either way. I'm not 100% sure what Garen was trying to do there. If he didn't think that he would come back in, Garen had the ulti, probably could have killed the Darius, but I don't know 100%. Diana's going to try to get in here. She's actually ulti a minion, but Xin Zhao's going to knock her against the wall. It doesn't really matter. This is Ahri you're dealing with. She has one more charge. Not using it, interestingly enough. Varus trying to 1v1 Ezreal. Blitzcrank is here. Ezreal needs to be a little careful. He'll probably easily be able to Mystic or Arcane Shift away from the Blitzcrank hook. But you still need to be relatively careful when fighting Blitzcrank. One mess up on your part could definitely be your death. Right there, as you can see, ooh, very good Mystic shot. Or, really good Arcane Shift. That's something you can do right as you get pulled. If you just start the Mystic shot, it's still going to go down right as you get pulled, though. If you manage to do it, he's going to trade 2 for 1 here. Not a really big deal. But if you jump right as the hook lands, you're going to be able to hook away, jump away from the hook, so you're not going to have any real issues. Blitzcrank looks to be a little bit upset, as he should be, trading 2 for 1 in the bottom lane, only getting the Ezreal and using an ulti for it. The Varus ulti having a relatively medium length cooldown. It's going to be a pretty big deal for the bottom lane. Ezreal going down with already having, what does he have? 5 kills, 5 and 3. It's not a big deal. Thresh is actually 4-0 right now as a support. This Xin Zhao needs to be really careful. He's taking a lot of damage from this dragon. The Thresh is now standing on top of the dragon, keeping the new aggro table in his favor so that the Xin Zhao can get a little bit of life steal off of his passive and his W, also giving him a little bit more damage time, and without the risk of dying. That's a big deal. Garen's once again defending his top lane. It seems to be a really big thing with top laners nowadays, is pushing down the entire lane. Both sides, doesn't really matter which team you're on, purple or blue, you will be pushing down the team towers incredibly quickly. It seems to be the goal of the top laner to push those down and start to roam. It makes sense, putting a lot of pressure on the top lane, not allowing the person to leave, allowing you to have a 5v4 exchange with your team. If the top laner doesn't have a TP, which he does not this game, Varus or Garen, you're going to have a really bad time trying to fight these guys down. Ooh, max range Q almost landing onto the Blitzcrank to the Thresh. That's a pretty big deal. Thresh is pretty safe under his tower. Arya is going to be able to land a max range taunt, but here comes the last charge. Actually, Darius picking up with his passive. I thought that last charge on her Foxfire was going to take him out. Wow, grab coming out. Diana not looking too safe. Boom, there's the ulti. Going to be able to take her out with the dot damage. Garen's in a really bad position right now. Jace is dropped in the acceleration gate, speeding up Darius just a little bit. Garen's going to queue away, and they're not going to be able to chase this. Jace being relatively low on mana. Does have a blue buff, be able to regen during the fight, along with his W passive on his hammer form. It's going to be a really big deal. Now, Garen is definitely still within kill range for this Jace. Not having as much damage as the Jace has right now is really a big deal. Really, really good Blitzcrank grabs right now. Very, very close, especially for such a high-level game. Having really good aim with those Blitzcrank hooks and being able to land them. Wow, really good Thresh hook right there. He's going to drop the ulti. He's actually going to flash the ulti, but it'll hit the Blitzcrank instead. Blitzcrank's going to go down, I think. No, the Varus ulti is going to come out and trap Ezreal under the tower. Ezreal's going to take a lot of damage, but I think he's going to be able to pick this off. He manages to pull a minion, allowing Ezreal for the easy double kill. But they do have to keep in mind the Darius is coming in. Thresh does miss the flay. Ezreal's taking a lot of tower damage right here. He's going to take another tower shot. There goes the Darius, flashing in with a WQ combo, killing off the Ezreal. Now Thresh, I think, will have a really easy time getting away. I highly doubt that the Darius is going to kill him. Now, Diana doing absurd damage. Wow, picking her up for the night. Diana doing absurd damage with her ability combo right there, allowing her for an easy pickup kill onto the Ahri at the Ignite, the last tick of it, killing off the Ahri. Now, Xin Zhao is in a pretty safe position right now. Very difficult to dive on him. Jace could definitely probably easily 1v1 him. I just don't see the items that Xin Zhao has versus the items that Jace has. I just don't see him being able to beat him. Now Darius is looking for another kill here. He's just roaming around looking for blood. As a jungle Darius, he's allowed to just run around. It's a really strong suit for Darius to have, being able to play aggressive like that. And really not have to worry too much about his team saying he's not controlling the top lane or he's not being able to do anything else, because just running around like that is going to give him a lot of options to assist his team as the jungle. His ganks aren't that great. He usually has to come up to the lane with a really good apprehend into a QW combo to be able to get a lot of good damage and a movement speed and a crippling strike, which will lower the movement speed of the person he's ganking. That's really the only way he's going to be able to do it. Thresh's in a really dangerous position with that Blitzcrank being right there. They don't have a ward in that bush, but still, it's not a very good place to be. Now, the Xin Zhao is going to be here to assist the Diana in the mid lane with the Darius and the Ahri, trying to pressure down the tower. Top lane Garen is really starting to counter push right now at this point. Now, Ahri's going to miss her taunt right there, and the Diana is really low on mana. Probably not going to be able to do anything even if something goes down. Now, barely missing the Ezreal with that grab. Here comes the Thresh hook, not enough, barely missing as well. Xin Zhao really can't go in on this 3v1. Diana was out of mana. Needs to be really careful. If the Ahri lands just one single taunt on him, he'll easily be able to be killed by the Jace assistance. Now the Blitzcrank once again missing, has a really bad hook on his part, but not every hook can be a golden hook. Thresh is going to take a lot of damage from this Varus. Varus doing percentage health damage, something like a Vayne, except Varus has to land abilities. He's going to be able to get both of them in his ulti, the Thresh ulti coming out. Shutdown goal coming to the Varus, but it doesn't really matter as Ezreal will pick up another double kill. Really strong play right now. Darius actually missing the grab, barely. I don't even really know how. The Ezreal is low on mana, actually out of mana right now. Has nothing to jump away from this Darius with. Boom! There's the shutdown kill. Going to the Xin Zhao. With that Darius really showing us how it's done. really quick fingers right there, allowing him to get a really easy kill. Now, they need to be careful right here. Jace is about half mana. He doesn't have a lot of mana for a combo kill. The ulti coming out from the Garen a little early. If he had waited just a little bit longer, he probably would have been able to get a really... Or right now would be a really good time. Flash for it, and there's the ulti kill. But the Garen did not wait for that, which is a really big deal. Now, Jace is incredibly fast. Wrong move right there, trying to turn around and E him to get him to go away from you and keep you alive maybe a little bit longer. But that's definitely not going to happen this time around. Diana's getting decent farm in the mid lane. Yes, Diana's getting decent farm in the mid lane. Garen is actually leading his team on farm, which is kind of funny considering that he lost his entire top lane, but is really able to free farm at this point because the blue team does not want to engage on that without any vision or towers to back off to relatively close. The purple team does have a really, really high damage team along with a lot of CC coming out from the Thresh, the Diana, and the Xin Zhao. One having a knock-up, one having a knock-up AoE, one having a knock-back, one having a really overpowered box ulti, allowing him to slow the entire team who walks, well, at least 4 people walk into it to get 99, well, one's a 99% slow and 100 AP ratio. He's going to be able to pick up this Xin Zhao right there. He's going to make a really good situation out of a really bad one. Keeps trading for a 2-for-1 exchange, which is really not that bad. It's something you really want to look at when you're trying to do this kind of stuff. Now, Ezreal's in a really bad place. I don't see him running away. Arya's going to land the taunt into the auto. Now, Thresh is going to be able to be chased up here. I don't think Darius is really going to get the kill on him. He has way too much armor at this point, but he's going to get a lot of CC put down on him. The Arya taunt's going to come back up right about now. All right, there we go. And then they're going to easily be able to pick up that kill with a taunt. Thresh did really good right there, surviving for a really long time. Darius is doing way too much damage, Thresh not having enough damage. But that opened Diana to be able to push down the middle turret. Now, interestingly enough, the Garen has made almost no progress in the top lane. He still has both turrets are up on the blue side, and he hasn't pushed a single one yet. Now, really interesting play from the Diana. She knows she's going to die here. I would have just gone in as much as I could, trying to do as much damage as I could to the enemy team, because at that point, you pretty much know you're 100% dead. With the Jace on one side, Darius following you up, Blitzcrank coming from the back, and Nari. Now, wow, really good kill on the Xin Zhao. He manages to use the new passive challenge to his most effectiveness with that ulti of his. Doing a lot of good damage. Now, once again, another situation where you should have just gone all in and not really worried about getting away, because at this point you weren't going to get away. You had your own one and only way to escape is down. You don't have anything to dash to in front of you. Everyone's chasing you. You have a Varus, you have a Blitzcrank, you have a Darius chasing you. I would have just gone all in on the Darius. That would have definitely been the best situation to do. Because at this point you really weren't going to be able to do anything else with that. Getting away from this situation was just not happening. But Darius will pick up Warmogs. And now we're going to see a lot of HP coming out. Bruiser's right now being very strong with Warmogs. It's being a really big deal. Oh, Thresh was in range for that slow one out. He probably could have easily landed a Q, but I guess it might not be that good of an idea considering he has real no backup, and they could possibly have more in the jungle below him, or it could have some coming up to the lane. And if they chose to fight right there, they would have a really bad time. Now, the Blitzcrank is within range as well to grab with his hook here. Ooh, barely missing that hook on the Thresh right there. It looks like we're going to have a little bit of a forced fight at the Dragon Pit, and the Bruisers are doing it out at the top lane, Garen v Jace. And Xin Zhao is actually going to find a lonely Blitzcrank all by his lonesome. Able to easily pick that off. Really big plays. So box coming out, being able to do a lot of damage right here. Going to get the hook down onto the Darius. That 99% slow being ridiculous to do any kind of escaping attempts with. Now, the Varus flash was burned right there along with the ulti, but here comes Diana. Not going to spot her. Oh, God, no, this is terrible. Going to be able to pick her off. Another easy kill onto this poor Varus who walked into a terrible spot. You would never walk up into a bush when you know you just walked away from a team fight by Dragon Pit. Just never walk into the top jungle. It's just not going to be a good idea. Now, the Garen will not get the kill. Get the kill, Garen. Oh, alright, really just dashing in between him right there, allowing for some easy damage along the tower hits to whittle him down. Real, so close. Garen ulti hasn't really finished anyone off this game that I've seen so far. It's a little upsetting. Now, Blitzcrank is going to find out this Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao's going to easily dodge the hook. He's not going to want to really do anything against this. Jace does pick up the Trinity Force, which is going to be a really big deal. Wow, really bad call on the Jin Zhao's part. Does he have his ulti up? At least he does, just in case everyone gets close. Ooh, he's going to die right here, I think. Ooh, no, it was a really good ulti right there. Going to allow him to get away. Gets the barrier. Is that a barrier? What was that? Iron Solari? Iron Solari. Oh, he does have an Iron Solari. All right. Well, he's going to be able to do something right there. His flash is not up. Thresh is going to be here, easily able to allow him to escape with that ridiculously good Lantern W of his. Wow, Darius doing a lot of damage. Going to be able to dodge the Q from the Ahri, but he's going to take a lot of damage from her. She's going to hit a minion with her taunt. The Thresh is coming in, doing ridiculous things to this poor Varus. Varus just cannot hurt him. Thresh having a lot of armor and a lot of AP. Actually able to do all the damage. Missed the Varus ulti right there, but doesn't matter. He lands the Blitzcrank grab. Where did his team go? He's been tanking this for about 10 minutes now, and the team didn't really show up. Varus is probably going to die right here. I don't see him getting a lot out of here. Going to get another easy pickup kill, but they're going to get a kill onto this Ahri, and they're going to get a kill onto this Jin Zhao. It's going to be a 2-for-3 exchange. Trying to be a 3-for-3. Possibly. Darius getting really low. Diana could easily jump back in on this. Oh no, the Blitzcrank flash. Oh, she will pick it up. Wow, she'll dodge it. She'll get another. That'll be a 4-for-3 exchange. Really, really good turnaround kills by this Diana. That was the best possible outcome for the purple team. Everyone being low, Diana has a really good long-range ability along with a reset on her ulti if she goes on somebody with a Moonlight Mark. I mean, that was the best possible situation. If she had chosen to chase that, she probably could have easily picked out the Blitzcrank as well, giving them an ace, which would have been a huge turnaround for the purple team. Now, the purple team is really starting to catch up at this point. They're starting to surpass in kills. They're starting to catch up in towers. The gold gap is ridiculously big right now. It's basically 7.6k. That is ridiculous gap in gold. It's really something we don't see a lot in this kind of game. It's usually when the kills are this close. Wow, really high damage coming out from the Diana on her Q right there. Does have that Rabadon and does have that Void Staff. It's going to give her a lot of damage, a lot of pen. Interesting enough that he did not allow the Varus to have that buff. That would have given Varus a much more reliable slow than the Darius, who already has a very reliable slow and a movement speed boost. I'm not 100% sure why the Darius chose that, but that's okay, you know. Jin Zhao getting it, probably the best one on this team to get it with. Doesn't have a lot of chasing ability once his dash is down. Doesn't have anything else to really do. Getting a Frozen Mallet or a Trinity Force or a Phage is a really good idea. Look at the damage that this Thresh just doesn't care about. I mean, if you look at it, this is another team fight going on the dragon or the red buff area on the blue side. There's a little damage coming out. Darius is going to get caught out. He's going to get knocked out by the Jin Zhao. The Thresh is going to be able to throw down with a Flay. He's going to be able to get him back with that Q. The Garen is going to try to finish him off. Double kill coming out. Blitzcrank pulling Garen over the wall. Looks like they just triple killed right there. Our double kill coming out. Well, really good flash into the dash coming on the Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank's going to probably go down right here for the 0-for-4 exchange. Varus sitting at the tier 3 tower. The inhibitors there. Wow, really good ulti dash right there. There comes the GGs, the flash coming out. Oh, man. That was ridiculously good game. 24 minutes surrender. Purple team wasn't looking too promising for them for the most part, but then they just turned it around. The bottom lane performing ridiculously well. This Thresh was really out to get my heart. He was doing so well. 2 Iron Solaris in this team meant they had a lot of damage mitigation along with the Thresh giving an AoE shield to his team. And Diana having her own shield of her own. Having her own shield for herself. Wow, that was a redundant statement. And Jin Zhao allowing, if he can manage, to hit 3 or 4 of them with this ultimate, giving him a ridiculous amount of damage mitigation. As you can see right here, go ahead and read that. Against 20 magic armor and magic resist for 6 seconds for each champion hit, up to 100. I believe it goes up with 1 more level. I'm not sure, but I think it does. But holy crap, 100! If he manages to hit 4 people, he's getting 80. He just becomes ridiculously hard to kill with his ulti shield. Plus the Iron Solari giving him a shield. Thresh being able to give him a shield of his own, plus another Iron Solari. That is absurd. Thresh just doing such ridiculously good things. This is an incredibly AD heavy team that they chose. Varus does do a mild amount of AP damage, but it's Darius and Jace. Probably two of the burstiest AD in the game, I think, if I'm not completely mistaken. You know, for being bruiser types, they're probably some of the burstiest in the game. Diana was performing admirably, giving a really good turnaround double kill in the bottom lane there by their tier 1 tower. I mean, if she had chose, she probably could have easily dove down onto that Blitzcrank. She did have blue buff at the time, and it would have been an easy pickup kill for her. Well, either way, this was a great game overall, so I'm going to cut it here. But this is Jesus Died 24, part of the CTG Gaming crew. And I would just like to remind everyone involved to keep it casual and keep gaming.